Hello everyone and welcome to Nowhere Videos, Meat and Potatoes, the program that shows you easy recipes for great food. I'm Mike Gibson and have I got a plan for you tonight. This is such an easy meal, but there is some variances. You can go this way, you can go that way, and I'm going to show you each way to go. It's such an easy thing. It's called seafood fettuccine, and we do have a special guest from way across the ocean. Way across the ocean. He'll be in the program later on, okay? What I would like to do right now is show you what we're going to do. Now, again, there's a lot of variances. This is raw basic shrimp. You can get it from the store. This is the expensive way to go. And if you want to impress that nice young lady, that'd be the way to go. Or we can go with the bay shrimp. Fully cooked. It's great. I've made this meal for so many years. I prefer imitation crab instead of the crab legs, you know, the king crab and all that. I prefer that. The texture's better. It holds up in all the sauces. Now, what we're going to do is heat up some pans. As you can tell, we got these pans going on. We're going to kick this one up a little bit because we need to get that fettuccine going. Now, this will serve probably 4 to 6. Now, I have no clue how many people you're going to serve. If you serve that, it'll be 2. We're going to take our fettuccine out. And do not break your fettuccine. This is a garlic roasted fettuccine. It just has that little burst. And if you notice the texture of the fettuccine, regular fettuccine is a bland color. This has garlic in it. We're just going to put that right there. And we're going to leave it. Oh, wait a minute. You can put oil in it, or you can put butter. As you notice, I got my knife in there. We'll put the oil back here because I would rather have the butter. The butter just kind of bursts the garlic and makes it just bams in your mouth. Uh-oh, did I say bam? That's another program. I can't do that. We're going to let that go like that. You know, again, we were talking seafood fettuccine. A lot of people think seafood fettuccine, that's got to be Italiano. It's not. It was actually originated in Scotland. Scotland, yeah, go figure. With the coast and everything, with all the seafood. And they had a shortbread. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think I have someone from Scotland. Do you hear those bagpipes? Hey, Scotty, come on over here.
Yes, Michael.
This is John Hopkins. He is from Scotland. And didn't you bring us some shortbread?
Yeah.
This is the actual shortbread. This is from Scotland. And John's going to help me tonight. We're going to peel some shrimp. We'll take the plastic off of there. I'll let you take the plastic off. Have that. You're the one that wrapped it. Okay, now we're going to get down to cooking. We'll just set that over right there. The shrimp. The whole shrimp. Now, I've already peeled these. The way you peel shrimp, you can grab it, pull it, separate it. Shell comes right off. Just set it aside. Now, these are uncooked, so you have to cook them. These are uncooked. These are vein shrimp. You can get bags of shrimp that are not peeled or veined. You need to get that vein out of there because that vein is actually a caustic vein. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take these and we're going to pour them right in there. And you notice I did not drain the juice. I just put it in there. Now what I'm going to do is get John over here, and he's going to do me some parsley. He's just going to cut me some parsley off like that. Since this is also a Scottish and an Italian meal, we're going to put that parsley right in there. John's going to help me out.
Morning.
You're doing great. Doing great. Now what we have here is garlic. If Todd can see that, that's just garlic. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in my fettuccine noodles. Even though it's garlic fettuccine. And you know what? We're building a pretty good progressive meal here. So I think we'll just feed them all. I know you guys are watching this on TV and all that, but if you could smell the aroma of the shrimp, if you could smell the aroma of the garlic. One thing I do want to bring in mind to everybody out there, okay? Like chicken and everything, seafood, you really got to be careful, you know, because a lot of people will buy, you know, shrimp and they'll buy crab and, you know, you got to keep it cold. You got to keep it, you know, don't use it till you need it, because the state of it going bad is really short. You have to use it. So, you know, I would suggest that you put it in an ice bath, or just, you know, prepare it and put it in the refrigerator. But anyways, to get back to our program here, what we're going to do now is we're going to dice up some onion. You can do this in so many ways. You can go blank, or you can do shivers. A lot of people will do the shivers for a fettuccine because the way a shiver, when it cooks up, will curl. I prefer a dice. So I'm going to scoot that off to the side. And we're going to do a little dice. Hey, wait a minute. Okay. Little joke there. I'm going to do a dice. And when we get done, we end up with, already did that. We're going to do that. We're going to put that right there. Hey, wait a minute. That pan's not hot yet. That's a little later on. Now, we'll throw that. This is imitation crab. You can use real crab if you have the money and you're related to Donald Trump, but I use imitation because the texture, the flavor, and the salt content is actually less. What we're going to do is we're going to cut it. Now, how much you use is totally up to you. Let's try that, and we can set that back there, and we'll put that right with those onions. We'll just put it right with those onions. These are bay shrimp at the store, fully cooked, and that can substitute these. I chose to use both on this meal. We're going to put them right there. Juice and all. Take your hand, mix them up, get some good gumbo going. Hey, guess what? Now we get to turn this burner on. Heat-wise, you want to bring it up to a simmer. You want to bring it just up to a simmer, and the simmer is the juice from not only the crab but the shrimp. You'll hear it. It'll start simmering. You'll hear that little bit of a noise. Mix it up. It's going there. Use your hand. Get involved in your meal. Make it happen. Put a couple peppers in there. These are actually garnish, but Put a couple peppers in there. Put them down in there. Get it all going. Guess what? We can put a couple pieces of parsley in there. Even though that's garnished too. We'll get it going. It's starting to burn up there. Now we're getting there. And with the fettuccine, I'm stirring it. Oh, I stirred it with the same spoon. Yes, I did. Now we're going. Now what we're going to do is add the real shrimp. This meal will actually feed a lot more people than you think. It's an easy meal, and depending on how you cook it, whether you use the imitation or the real, shrimp and crab, it just depends. But you want all the water base out of it. If you notice, I keep turning it to the side. I'm getting the water out of everything. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to cut off a little bit of butter. Actually, we're going to peel off a little bit of butter. I've had the butter out, so we're going to munch it down. Turn and stir everything around it. Get her going. We got this bad boy cooking. I wish our cameraman over here had smell proof. Hey, Scotty, come here. What do you think?
Smells so good.
Is that not the stuff?
Yeah, and smell the butter and the shrimp and the onions.
Okay, Scotty's going to help me out here in a minute. What he's going to do is take the rest of that crab. He's going to move that, and he's just going to dice it up in about half-inch cubes. And I'm going to make what they call a reduction roux. You got to be really careful. You're working with half and half. Number one, it will separate real fast under heat. Separate real fast. Go ahead and add that, Scotty. What that's going to do, and you're wondering why I added that later, is that's going to cool what I had heated down. Even though it's fully cooked, it cooled it down. Now we're going to add some half and half. And we'll go here and we'll start stirring. Oh, she's a burning. Look at the color in that thing. I mean, Scotty. The color is just, it just bursts. Turn that heat up a little bit. And you got to watch heat. You can consistently adjust your heat. Excuse me. You're going to consistently adjust it because working with half and half, you're working with Parmesan, both bulk and natural. It's going to separate. So you're always looking for that consistency of fluid. Now, there is actually no measurement to this. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take some real Parmesan. That was powdered Parmesan. Now we're going to take a finely shredded Parmesan. This is what's going to actually base our reduction. And again, you do it by looking. It's like making gravy, and everybody's made gravy. It's an easy thing. Okay, now we're getting thick. Now we're starting to look like we're almost know what we're doing. Let's add a little more half and half in there because this is going to produce some. This is going to produce some stuff. The Parmesan. What the Parmesan does is take a lot of the fat content from your actual shrimp. It'll boil down, but real shrimp has a very high cholesterol fat content. Imitation shrimp is high sodium. So, as you can tell, we're watching our weight. So we'll just take that down. Besides that, it gives it such great color. See that? That's a liquid form. That's starting to do its job. Take it around the edges. You never want to start going from the middle like this because you're not doing nothing around there. You want to take it around the edges and then spread it to the edges, just like you're almost decorating a cake. And I would suggest a little more cheese. And again, this meal is, there's no weighing, there's no like, how much do I use of this? What you do is you get at least, well, at least a half a cup of pure Parmesan. Have Parmesan cheese on hand. Get some half and half, just a quart. A quart's going to be fine. Now we're starting to thicken. Now what we're going to do, we're going to have Scotty come in the movie here in a minute. Have him stick his spoon in there and say, do we need salt, pepper, or garlic?
Salt and pepper.
Okay. And again, that is added by what you think. So do we put a little salt? Do we a little pepper? It's totally how you like it. That's thickening. There's our noodles. Now what we're going to do, here's the biggest trick of this whole thing. You see we still have liquid? What we're going to do is we're going to add almost the rest of that half and half. What we've used is about, that's 1 quart. We've used about 3/4 of a quart. Here's the trick. You can never add enough Parmesan. I don't care if you add the whole thing. Watch this. I know Todd's got it on tape. It's just, this will thicken up just like brown gravy or turkey gravy. And what it is the cheese melting. Now it's starting to sizzle. Again, I wish that screen of his had a smell sensor. One thing I do want to tell you folks is, I know everybody goes seafood. God, it's got to be expensive. I've got about 35, maybe 37 bucks invested in this. It feeds 4 to 6. Now, what I want you to think about is, I just went to this restaurant, that restaurant, and I ordered seafood fettuccine with my coffee. Wait a minute. You just spent $15 on a seafood plate. Because when you mention seafood, it goes bang. It's expensive. This is a very, very good plate and an expensive plate if you do it the right way. Now, a friend of mine, John, that's John. John just came up with a really good idea, and I never thought about it, and it would work the same way. If you don't like seafood, you like cod, trout, halibut, what do you think, John?
Yeah.
Could you do the same thing with the same reduction?
And as many crab as we get around here, throw a couple of crab in it.
With the same plate?
Sturgeon or lingcod, or see, they're solid white fish, and they would cook in real good with that.
And it would still reduce in that same platter.
That'd be excellent.
There you go. And that's almost free if you go fish. If you don't, you're going to have to buy it. This is where it originated. We're going to take our shortbread. You always want to stack it so that everything is I don't know about you, but I hope Todd quits filming pretty soon because I'm getting hungry. Put that a little bit there. Now, these here, all these is diced peppers. They're green peppers, red peppers, and yellow peppers. A lot of people don't like peppers. You don't have to use them. I would suggest it. You take them, and you don't want to cook them hot. But I want to show you the color that this gives that. If you put a little bit there, and a little bit there. I don't care who you are. That's a good looking plate. That's a good looking plate. By the way, how hungry are you right now? Have you found out that, wow, my mouth's watering. These noodles have been drained. I'm going to set a plate there, like that. We're going to go up. Now here's the trick. These noodles are garlic enhanced. I bought the fettuccine garlic enhanced for a reason. When I'm cooking them, I use the juice in the noodle. Correct? Yes. Now, watch. Let's make this thing just really enhanced. We'll spread a little garlic. A little dry Parmesan in between. And what that will do, and everybody goes, well, why is he putting dry Parmesan in between? Why doesn't he use that real stuff? The dry Parmesan will soak up the moisture of anything that I put on top of the noodles. We'll take our garnish. And again, serve them cold. You can serve them hot, but it's more of an enhancement. Okay? Now we're going to come over here. We're going to get the good stuff. We're going to spread that. And what the heck's he doing? Hasn't even put no product on this yet. Well, no, I haven't put no product on it because I'm going to come over here. Remember that onion that we cut up and didn't use? Watch. Watch this. I'm going to make this so pretty for you that you cannot go wrong. Oh, and by the way, for you bachelors, why take her to a fancy restaurant? We'll take our parsley again. Put it on top. We'll take our grated Parmesan, and you don't have grated Parmesan. It's you can buy it anywhere. You do that. You take the rest of that, even though you've got on the side, lay a red one there, a little green one, a little red one, a green, a little red. There's the original from Scotland. There's the Italian one. again, with seafood, you have to watch what you do with it. You can't just say, well, I'm going to have shrimp, crab, and shrimp or whatever. You can't just put it on the table. You have to keep it cold. If you decide not to put it in the refrigerator, you need to put it in the sink, put it in an ice bath. Again, I would like to thank John. If John would come over here. John, thanks a lot for being with us tonight.
My pleasure, Michael. Good potatoes, good mince and tat. That makes good mince and tatties, and a good friend to enjoy it with you. And God bless.
Good taters, good meat. You know what? Good grief, let's eat.